Well, once again, I have no internet connection. It started yesterday on October 3rd. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. I called them and they set up another, what do you call it, service call. I had one on July 10th and they came out and did something. They adjusted the dish and actually it says Exceed, but it's actually Exceed was bought up by Viasat, so that's who's coming out. Viasat sending somebody out. This started around noon, or about 9 a.m. yesterday. I did have internet all day yesterday, and I made a video, but I couldn't. I couldn't complete it. I couldn't complete the video because I have to do it online, and I have to do it with Microsoft Clip Chat, and that has to be online. Anyway, that's where I'm at today. But my time still works. The time on the computer. I think it has something to do with the computer itself, not the internet. Yeah. It does this though. It tries to connect the different things, but it always fails. And I've done the resetting. I've done the resetting the modem. I've done the turn it off for a while and then turn it back on. I've done everything that they recommended. Nothing works. Multiple times I've done that. Anyway, that's where I'm at right now. I guess today I'll go ahead and I got a fence in front of my satellite dish, so I've done it. I did that before in July, when they came out. I got to take that fence down, and so they have access to it in case they have to adjust it again. But anyway, that's where I'm at today. I can still make a video on my end, but I still have to use the Microsoft. Need the internet to complete it, to process it. Okay. All right. I'll catch you up with the cattle too. Well, I tried one more time to reset my modem, and today it worked. So I don't know what's going on. I'm thinking that they just restrict my internet access just so I can call them and schedule an appointment to have a service agent come out, because that'll cost me another $95 every time they come out. I think that's what they're doing. Yeah, I think. But anyway, right now I got it. I don't know how long it's going to last, but at least I got it. But I'll still have to. I'm still going to have them come out because I already made the appointment, and there's no guarantee this connection will last for very long. So I'm going to have them come out, find out what's wrong. It was out all day yesterday, from 9 a.m. till today, yeah, till now. So, and I did everything I could. Reset multiple times the modem, more than 6 that I can remember. And then turned it off, turned the power off and on, off up to the modem. Nothing worked. Called them. They checked their end. They said I didn't have a connection, so that's why they're sending out the make a service call to check it out again, like they did in July, on July 10. Anyway, that's where I'm at right now. So we'll see if it lasts. All right, I'm still going to prepare for them to come out on Monday between 8 and 11 a.m. Okay, at least I got the internet back today. I can finish my video from yesterday now. That's what it looks like when I have internet service. At least that's what it shows. I'll see if I actually have a connection. pull up the website and see if that happens, see if it works. Yeah, I got internet service. I can pull up the time now anyway. And I can check the weather too on the internet. Alright. Yeah, I think they're playing a game with me via sat. That's what I'm thinking. Comes and goes. But like I said, when it's out for a whole day, I have to call them to at least report it. And that's when they schedule the service call. Oh well. Still hot today. And hot today tomorrow, but then Monday, Tuesday it'll cool off with a chance for rain. Yeah, hot today and tomorrow, and Monday, but then it changes over to cool Tuesday and after, cooler 70s. And only a small chance for rain on Monday and Tuesday. Oh, that's better than nothing. But then after that, it gets dry again. I just hope I get some rain anyway. Enjoying the day, kitty? You're not so afraid of me now, are you? Mama cat was hunting somewhere, I guess. I think I'll close that gate today. I got the gates open on the back side of the barn so they can come and go up that hill. I'll close that gate, close this gate, open the other one behind, around by the house. And yeah. Yeah, I let him out last night. And I checked him, around, I think it was at 9 or 10. And he was down there with down where the other cattle in the bale. Couldn't record it because I was using my flashlight. But he's getting along with him now. So that's good. They're all here. They're all getting along. He's enjoying him. He's enjoying his new home. Nobody's fighting with him yet. That I saw. Last night he was eating on the bale with his brother. That's his brother. That's his older brother from a year. And then, so he's like 2.5. Is that right? Yeah, 2.5? Something like that. And he's a 1.5 years. Yeah. Anyway, right now I'm going to work on taking this fence down here. Because I have to have access to that. I'll cut some of them weeds too. Yeah. One step at a time. I did it before in July 10th. I came out and looked. All he did last time was adjust that brackets on those that dish to get it aimed a little differently. So either the satellite's moving or something. Anyway, I'll have it ready for him. Take the post out so that they won't be in his way. What? What do you want? No, I don't have nothing for you. You got a new bale of hay. See how they're eating the tops off those sticker weeds? Oh, what do they call that now? Spiny amaranth. Yeah, a couple Jimson weeds are growing too, but they shouldn't amount to anything. Yeah. Them Jimson weeds, they grow back pretty fast. Even after I disc it and mow it, they still grow back. Yeah, they clip the seed heads off because they don't have stickers on those. Yeah. Let me get to work on that. I'll close that gate. Keep the cattle out of here. And when I close it, I saw that post was broken. Yeah. That's that dark. I'll call it the dark bull. That's the white bull, that's the dark bull. I won't call him black, because he's not really black. He's just dark colored. Anyway, I closed that gate so they don't have to come in here no more, because I'll be needing this area on Monday when the internet guy comes to check out my connection. Which comes and goes, and like I said, it was out all day yesterday from 9 a.m. at least. Never did come back after all the things I tried doing, resetting the modem multiple times, turning the power on and off, just because that's what they recommend to at least the automated thing on the on the Viasat service call, service connection, customer service, yeah. I call customer service, and that's what the automated message tells me to try resetting the modem, turning the power off to the modem for at least a minute, turn it back on. None of that worked yesterday, but today it did. I did both. Turned it off, turned it back on, nothing. Then I reset the modem again, and today it worked. So today it worked. Now you can see how my post is broken. That means I have to replace it. No hurry though. It ain't going anywhere. Yeah. Dark bull, he's going back to the barn. Well, instead of dark bull and white bull, I could say big brother and little brother. Huh. Big brother and little brother. Maybe I'll use that. First thing to do is take it on the fence. And then after that, I'll trim the weeds down a little bit, in case they have to work in here again. Work on that dish anyway. Oh, that'll be good enough. I just took out the T-post. Yeah, that's the only thing that would be in their way. I'll leave the other two. They can still access the satellite dish. That's hot work in the sun. Through the grass clippings that I cut off over there in case they want it. They don't look too hungry. They're chewing their cud from the bale. Hey, bale. Yeah. Little bully, or little brother. Yeah, I'll just call him the dark bull and white bull. Easier. I just can't. Yeah. Dark bull, white bull. Okay. The dark bull's over there eating that hay from inside the pen there. Yeah. That's hot. Hot and dry right now. Chance for rain maybe Monday night, Tuesday. Hope I get something. Only about 50% chance though. Well, I guess I'm done with the satellite dish preparation. I think I can close that gate now too. Okay, I'm ready for Monday when the internet service person comes. Oh, pretty warm today. Yeah, I got that cleaned up. Gate closed. I gotta pick up them limbs one of these days, do something with them. I opened this area too in case he has to drive. Last time he didn't need to drive, he just carried his tools back behind here. to the side of the house. But we'll see. Okay. Yeah, I don't know what's wrong with this internet service I got. It was working for so long, real good. And then just this year, it started to go in and out, just a few minutes at a time. And then every once in a while, it'll go out for hours. And now it's went out for almost a whole day. Yeah, last time too. Last time I went out for almost a day in July. And after they fixed it, it went out a couple times for a few minutes. You know, sometimes more. But yesterday was the longest. Over a day. Oh, not over a day. About a day. At least around 12 hours. At least. Anyway, that's where I'm at. I'll find out on Monday what they do. They're going to come out and charge me anyway, so might as well see what they can find. In my opinion, there's only a few reasons for the internet to go out. Either the satellite dish is not aligned with the satellite, and that's what they did last time. They adjusted those arms there to reposition the satellite, or it's the modem. Something wrong with the modem going out, in and out. But if it was out bad, why did it always come back? Off and on. Yeah, it goes out, comes back in. And then after I call them, they send out a create a service call for me. And then charge me. And then, but if it's not the modem, and it's not the satellite or the satellite dish, then it's the internet provider giving me the runaround, cutting off my service, trying to get me to agree to a service call to get the problem resolved, just to charge me more money. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I don't have much choices about internet providers around here. Okay, let's go. Back in the house where it's cooler. The dog bowl's back there. Cooler in the shade. Much cooler in the shade. A little breeze blowing. When the sun comes out, or when I go out into the sun, it's hot. Let's go see what the hay looks like. I still got old hay there from last week, and then the new hay from yesterday. So they got plenty to eat. There's a little grass growing out here, but not much. Suffering from too much dryness. And look, three Jimson weeds are growing. Blooming too. I should go down and cut them down. I should. I don't feel like it. Maybe later. Okay. Oh, I gotta close that gate yet. I'll do that now. Ah. It's hot. Guess I ain't doing nothing today. I've got everything done that I need to do. Oh, I still need to go out to the hay field and cut the rest of that switchgrass seed heads off. Maybe later. Maybe when it cools off. I don't know. Hey, cat. The kitten's running around a lot now. All by himself. He don't need his mama anymore too much. Okay. Let's go down there and Close that gate now. There's nothing in here for them to eat anyway. Squirrels will have some more of this year. I think I'll pick a few of these low-hanging pears before the cattle get to them. Well, they can't get to them now. I got them locked out. A couple in there too. Well, I got 6 pears. They could be a little riper, but they're still good. I like these pears. These are the homegrown pears from the farm. I grafted the Survivor pear tree over at the farm years and years and years ago, and the grafted ones are growing real good now, and they're producing pears. The original tree, it's barely surviving, but it's surviving. That's why I got my cuttings off for grafting. And then I transplanted a couple of my grafts from over there to here. Now I got 2 pear trees here. And these are, what do you call it? Antique? Oh, they're old-fashioned anyway. My brother knows the name. Winter Nellis, that's what he called it. Winter Nellis. Anyway, they're different than normal pears you can buy in the store. These are, they ripen later, like now. It tastes really good after frost if the pears are still on the tree. But right now they're crunchy. They're crunchy, sweet and crunchy. Yeah, they got like a gritty texture to them, but I like them. That's what I grew up with. I like them. Anyway, that's all I got for now. I logged on to the Viasat website just to verify that my appointment. I was supposed to get an email. I never got an email yet. Anyway, that's what I've got, and it's scheduled for October 6th, which is, well, it's coming Monday. Between they told me from 8 to 11, but here it says 7 a.m. to 7. What? Well, this don't make any sense. 7 a.m. to 7 a.m. They told me 8 to 11. Oh well, I'll just wait and see if I get an email. It's just around 2:40 p.m. It's been a nicer day than I thought. It's warm in the sun, but there's been a few clouds, which keeps the sun under control a little bit. When the clouds covering the sun, it's not so hot. And the humidity is supposed to be low today too, so that helps. But when the sun comes out, it's still warm. So I'm gonna take a drive out to the big pasture just to look, see what's going on out there. I want to see how if they're eating the bales. There's no grass to speak of. Yeah, it's just not growing. It's just too dry. Too dry. Anyway, I want to check one thing before I go out with the truck. I put some dryer sacks to see how much hydraulic oil I'm leaking, and I'm leaking a lot. So I think now I'm just going to use I'm going to cut some containers, see if I can collect it. Maybe I can reuse it instead of those bags. Now I got some old ice cream jugs there to be able to collect it if any more leaks out. And at least I can see how much is leaking out anyway. Yeah, that's just from one day right there. So I don't know actually how much came out yet. I probably won't be able to reuse it because it'll probably get filled with dirt. and bugs. But at least I can see how much how much is leaking out, so I know how much to put back in. Yeah, that's probably going to be a job to replace that. Get it fixed, so I'll just keep adding more oil. That's all I can do. Dark bulls underneath the tree, hanging out with the Highlander. That's good. Don't know where the white one is. He's around somewhere, I guess. I just didn't see him. Well, I got the trailer parked here yesterday. Looks good. It looks good in its old place. Yeah. Okay. Let's head out to the big pasture. Check out the hay bales I fed yesterday. Cows just came out. There's a calf on the other side of that fence. I think it's the only one. It looks like it's walking around to the gate over there. Bull just came out of the creek. So I guess when I drive up to the hay bales, I guess they might follow me or not. Yeah, pasture's pretty dry. Weeds are growing. Seems like the weeds don't need water, but the grass does. It grows better down here than it does on the hills. Truck just went by, going up that hill now. Pretty dusty. Yeah, I was going to mow all these weeds, but I just don't feel like it. Doesn't really pay to do it. But that calf finally got here, the one that was on the other side. Okay, let's head up the road and check out the hay bales I fed yesterday. Yeah, they're nibbling on some grass. Like I said, this bottom land has more moisture in it than the hills. That's something, I guess. Yeah, they're coming out of the water now. They were cooling off. Next week's supposed to be more comfortable in the 70s, so that's a relief. And if I get some rain Monday night and Tuesday, that'll be good too. Only a little younger bull, white bull is here. And this water's pretty fouled up. It's not been flowing for 3 months, since sometime in July. Yeah, about the middle of July it stopped running, I think. Yeah, it stopped flowing. So it's been like 3 months. Yeah, it's pretty fouled up. That's because they crap in here all the time when they stand here. When it's flowing, it's okay because it washes everything downstream. Yeah, the water, you can see how low it is. The water usually flows through there, but it's pretty high now. The dirt's pretty high and the water's pretty low. So, but there's a fish in there. I just saw a fish, or a turtle, something. There's a pond over there that they can drink out of. It's a little cleaner. They don't hang out in there too much. It's a remnant of the old creek that used to flow through here, go around the bottom of that hill, and go out over that way. This was all dug out and rechanneled when after I bought this land. Yeah, cattle are out eating. Oh, at least they're eating something. They got something to eat, and they got hay as a backup, so that's good too. Okay, I gotta head up to the top. Not that way, that's the way out. Well, since I'm out here, I might as well check the fences. This one's working good on this side of the creek. I call it the fence by the road. pasture by the road, whatever. Anyway, this fence from here all the way around to the other side, it's working good. Yeah, no problems on this fence. But the south fence, I got this part disconnected, but I was able to test it over there. That's called the south fence. It goes from here all the way down to the charger, and then from the charger goes all the way. Actually, this, well, anyway, it goes down all the way to the south side, all the way to the southeast corner, and then halfway up the east side, and then but it's barely working. So I've tested it many times. I just couldn't find the ground. I'm gonna try to, maybe I'll test it again or check it out, see if I can find the problem area. I came out here to check the hay bales, as I said yesterday, but since I'm here, I'm going to drive through there, and I'm going to drive all the way down, and I'm going to do some fence checking first before I check the hay bales. I used to be able to drive through there before I put that pallets and that cattle rub on there. Yeah, since I'm out here, I guess maybe I'll charge it again. They still got flies. Yeah, I'll do that. I think I'll go through this gate and park under the shade tree while I'm doing it. Earlier this summer, I saw a few pairs on here, but I don't see them anymore. They must have fell off. I know the cattle couldn't get them, but I guess if they fell off, the cattle did get them on the ground. I'll keep looking, but I don't see any no more. I saw at least 3 or 4 on here. A couple on this side and a couple on that side. Yeah. Maybe next year I'll get one. Well, while I'm here, I'm going to recharge that cattle rub oiler thing with my solution. And I'm going to check the fence, see if it's working. I checked it down there, way down there by the gate. But now that I got this gate unhooked, because now with this unhooked here, this fence here feeds all the way up the road on this side, and then from the oiler back across the gate underground, and then all the way to the thing. So I'm gonna check it again now, see if it's still working. If it's still not working good, that means it's somewhere down the line behind me. But if it's working better, that means there's something wrong with this area here. From here around and to the bridge. So I'll do some checking. Cattle are over there, grazing away. Must be something there to eat. There's a nice puffy cloud there. Yeah, we show some rain in these clouds. I checked the fence. Yeah, even with this fence unhooked, it's still not working very good. It's barely working. Been that way for a while. I think it's a charger myself. I think it's the charger not working good. But at least it still works the same now than it did with the fence hooked up. So I don't think the problem's in here. I think the problem's either the charger or somewhere down the line, down that way and up the halfway up the east hill, east end. I only got one shade tree here. There's the cattle. There must be something there to eat. Like I said, this bottom ground grows a little bit better than the higher ground. Higher ground dries out pretty fast. But this bottom ground has some moisture in it. It's also more sandy, so I don't know how it retains moisture, but it does a little bit. And like I said, this fence there, I got a wire going across from there over and back to the bridge, but nothing here. So this part should be on. That was off with that gate unhooked. Oh, I just saw a groundhog. It's over by the bridge. I just saw it there by the gate. I saw it. Groundhogs are living in this hill here, up against above the water. Yeah, I saw a big groundhog. Anyway, let me. I'm gonna disconnect the fence. I'm gonna turn the fence off, and then I'm gonna go down there and check something out on the other corner back there. Still think there's something wrong with the charger, and I think I need a new one. But I'll check the fence again just to see if I'm right. If I can't find the ground, I might buy a new fencer before winter. Okay, I got the fencer turned off on that end down there. I didn't see nothing along here, and on this corner, that fence has been off all summer. I got it disconnected there. Yeah, but what I'm going to do now, I got this fence here, goes underground, connects there. What I'm going to do, I'm going to disconnect it wire that comes out of that tube from there. I'm going to disconnect it there and then go down and turn the fence back on and test it to see if it's working, if this part will work. Well, before I do that, I'll drive all the way down to the corner and disconnect it down there too, so I can tell if I disconnect it down there, I can tell if this fence will work without the one going up that way. Yeah, I'm going to eliminate the possibilities. I'm going to do the same thing down here. That's where the power comes in from. So I'm going to disconnect it there, and then I'll go back and turn the fence off, and I'll check every section to see what's working and what's not working. Yeah, this area here will be disconnected, but I'll reconnect it later after the power's on to see if it'll still work, or at least what section will work and which one section won't. And I'll drive down and drive back to the charger. Well, still got to disconnect that corner down there, and then I'll go turn the fence back on, and I'll start jumping it, test it and jump it to see if the sections will still work, if any of them will work without this section here and the one behind me going up there will be disconnected. Before I go back though, I want to check something out over here if I can. I went through my gate. I want to see something on this side. I'm going to try to cross my little creek here, and I want to check what they did on that side. Just a little bit. If I can get through there, a lot of stuff in my way. Oh, took a while, but took a clear path. A lot of stickers, a lot of thorn bushes. The creek goes along here, goes into across the neighbor's woods. My boundary's right about there. Right here, somewhere in here. Yeah. I think last year they cleared a lot of it down there. I could see they cleared some more way over there. Yeah, and they come down from that road, that path there. Yeah, they cleared a bunch of this out last year. Probably over there and along here. Well, it looks like they're clearing some more over there, I said. But this year they cleaned this side up here, and probably some back there too. I'll take a look. They left that big tree though. Oh, look at the buzzard. Buzzard flying around. Yeah, they left that couple of big trees here. Anyway, looks like they had a big bucket. You see where they bladed it. And the creek goes along this way, and it comes out that way, and comes out a little bit here and then goes that way. So I guess those trees are on my side of the creek. That's where I came in, my gate there. I cleared a path here. I'm sure they'll see that later. I don't care. Anyway, I did a lot of clearing here. Creek continues. Now this boundary here, my boundary is over there, or right here on the creek. This creek's sort of the boundary, and it goes all the way that way. Actually, the headwaters for this creek is up on the family farm. That's where the water shed starts, and this is the other people's property. Something going on. A bunch of buzzards flying around. Yeah, I see they did some more, pushing trees out over there. I think they cleaned this up last year around here, because there was a big pile sitting out here last year, and then I guess they cleaned it up this spring. But this year, I can't see them all, but you can see where they cleared this side of the creek. The creek goes along here, and on the edge of the creek they pull all the trees out. Maybe I'll walk down there and take a look. I'm trespassing, but I don't think they'll mind. I thought they were going to clean some more out along there, but I guess they didn't do that yet. Anyway, let's go down and take a look. Water can still flow, I guess. I walked across the creek right over there somewhere. But there's the creek. Hard to see. I came in over that way. I came across there. There's my truck. This is my pasture. And this is what they cleared. I knew they cleared that side. I could tell from the other side that they cleared all this out. Most of it. So actually the creek sort of is the boundary, more or less. I always thought my boundary was right here on this edge of on this outside edge, but I could be wrong. But it's somewhere here, somewhere from the middle to out here. I was never exactly sure on this side. I just know the creek was sort of the boundary. Nice breeze blowing through here. Whew. Oh, coming from that direction. Feels good. There's my pasture across there. I got a better view now. Yeah. It meets up. This creek meets up with the bigger creek that way. When it hits that hill, it turns that way a little bit. There's a big brush pile. One of 3 that he made here. Okay. Here's the creek. There's that brush pile. There's my pasture over there. Yeah. That's where they come down over this side, through there. And there's the second brush pile. There's the 2 brush piles down there. There's the creek, and there's my pasture. There's my gates over there. There's where the water comes out sometimes. Goes that way. Okay. The creek goes there and it turns that way. When it hits there's a big hill there, it turns that way. Yeah. I'm pretty sure my boundary goes up and over that hill. I remember that. To the road. Looks like they clean, and they drive down through that little gap there. Looks like they clean a lot of this out too. At least through there anyway. At least through there. Nice breeze coming through here too. Oh, feels good. Anyway, I can see where they cleared. Made a big brush pile here, and where I'm standing. There's a So there's one, two, and then another one on the other big, three big brush piles here. And there's the creek, the dividing line of my property and their property. It'd be nice to have that cleaned out too. I don't know how I do it with my fence there. I'd almost have to take the fence down, have them clear it out, and then, of course, I'd have to hire somebody. That costs money. I think these people have their own track hoe. That's what I'm remembering when I was growing up. Because the older boy who owned the family that bought this went to school with my older brother, 3 years older than me, and then they had a sister that was like either my sister's age or my younger brother's age. I don't remember. I know she was at school the same time I was, and she built that house. She built that shed. Yeah, where that power line is there. They got something on top of that hill. They got a shed. I think they live there too. Shed building. It's for machinery and for living. Anyway, that's when they came to me and asked me if it was okay if the power line put those power poles in the bottom along the road there and by the road, because they didn't have no power going up there before. And I said, no problem with me. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh yeah, it'd be nice to. Originally, this stream here, I'm not sure exactly where. But anyway, the stream used to go out when I bought my property. The stream used to go out over there somewhere. The stream followed the path out that way, farther out, and I had it pushed out. I had a lot of the trees pushed out, and then I had them redig this on the property line, on the line. I don't know how far back I went. Somewhere back there. I'm not sure where. But anyway, then I had them take this dirt out. I think it was way back in there. That's what I'm thinking. I think it was way back in there. And then they took the dirt out, either from this end or from that end, or both ends. And I had them put the trees that they pushed out over there, filled in the creek, and then covered it up with the dirt from this rechanneled one. I remember doing that. I heard somebody do that. Track hoe and a bulldozer. And they got a stream here too, a little branch here. Anyway, that's what I've got here. I better get back to what I was doing. Yeah, but it'd be nice to have these cleaned out too. Have this all open through here. But it does give me shade, so I'm happy to have trees too. I got shade along that side, so I can live with it. I'll crawl down into the creek. Creek view. Yeah. So this creek's sort of the boundary, from what I remember from when I first bought the property. And these, I think the reason I didn't clean these out because these big sycamores, that one and that one, they're so big, it would have been too much work to dig them out. And I think there's another one in there. It was just too much trouble. They're so big. I know sycamore's got a big root ball from having one not dug out by the house once. So that's why I left this line here. Yeah. Anyway, that's but I'm gonna keep walking down the creek. Here's a big There's a big poplar tree. I should have knocked it down because it's going to fall down someday. It's leaning pretty good. Anyway, I'm going to walk through there. A lot of sand here. If I wanted to get some sand, I'd have to, but I don't need it that bad. I'm gonna watch where I walk. I'll trip up somewhere. A lot of sand here. A lot of sand, because this is where the water backs up. When there's a flood, this water here merges with that other big creek and water slows down a little bit. Anyway, that's how I'm getting out. Here's where that fence you came across. This little creek here. Came across here and went that way along the bottom of that hill until there was a landslide, and I need to come here and collect these someday. I think there's some more on the other side. Maybe. But I don't need them right now. So I'll leave them. There's still my ground on this side. But that's where I cleaned a path for myself. Yeah. This is where the fence came. Came from here, went across the creek, and then went that way to the road, and then over. But now it's just, now the fence goes there, goes across, and ends there, and the other fence by the road goes to that corner, and then comes this way, and ends there. I don't have no fence across the creek anymore there, because of all the trees that grew up and the logs. The cattle don't even go down to that end anymore. When I first put the fence up, it was all, creek was all clean. Okay, let me get out of here. Go back to the truck and finish my fence check. Yeah, I got a fence over there, a fence post there. A fence post there, T-post to me. T-post there. And I got one laying down here too, with some insulators. But this is where I'm going. Going back out this way. Go to the gate, through the gate, and go walk down to the other end where I left my truck. Yeah, I just want to look, see what the neighbor was doing on their side. That's where I gotta walk. My truck's way down there. I'd rather walk on this side than the other side. Okay, now I gotta walk. Oh no, I can disconnect this fence here now. I'll disconnect this side first. I got the copper wire taken off, and that's aluminum there. And the reason I tape it up, because copper and aluminum don't do well together. They corrode. Yeah. So I keep it wrapped with tape. I have to get some new tape too, but not today. Okay, now I gotta walk back there. Get the truck. Since I'm walking, I might as well check the insulators too. Kind of like the shade along this side. Yeah. Yeah, it's too much trouble to knock these trees down on my side of the creek. Yeah, I have to remove my fence first, and I don't want to do too much work and expense. Not necessary. Besides, I prefer the shade. Okay, let's keep walking. I'm checking fence too on while I'm going. Check this much so far. I'm about halfway to the truck. And the cattle coming out to meet me. There's Mama Cow, she's the leader. Yeah, but they're catching up. Yeah. The white cow and her calf are going up the hill. I guess they're going up to eat some hay. I don't know where Bully's going. But they're nibbling on this grass. Well, there's not much here. A few weeds. More than a few. I like the purple ones. Okay. Let's finish walking to the truck. I think the bull and the rest of them went up the hill to the hay up there on top of the hill. Okay. I'm getting thirsty. Tired too. Well, I got to the big walnut. I got this far and I was checking the fence as I was walking. I didn't find no problems with it. Cattle, some of the cattle are down there, still down there. Eating a little grass, whatever they can find. They got hay on top. That walnut again. Almost to the truck where there's water and air conditioning. I gotta unhook the wire down there too and close the gate. I almost forgot to close the gate. That's where I walked across the creek to the neighbor's field to check out their excavating work. It's closed and I've got to unhook the wire there so I can start testing my fence again. I disconnected that wire. Let's go turn the fence back on and start testing. Well, I'm going to drive back and turn the fencer on and start checking it from the corner and this corner. But before I do that, since I'm driving down there anyway, I want to take a drive-by of the fence line here. That way I can see the other side too. Neighbor's ground that was excavated. Okay, I'm starting on the east side, on the southeast corner, and across the fence, or across the creek back there, on the other side of the tree, back on the opposite side of those trees, or beyond the trees, these trees up next to my fence anyway. That's the neighbor's ground that he just recently excavated. He pulled all the trees off his side of the creek. So I already checked the fence, so right now I'm just driving back down to turn the fence on and do some more testing. Yeah, he did a good job. Yeah, I did a good job here. Cleaned it up pretty good. Here comes the first brush pile. Pretty big too. Pretty big pile. Yeah, that's a pretty good sized pile. That's one of three. Let's go check out the second one. Cow's still on my left. Up real crooked. Yeah, he did. That's good. I just don't have money to spend on bulldozing anything. I would if I could, but I don't. Oh, I should be getting the, I'm expecting the check from my cattle today. Hopefully it's there when I come back to the house. Yeah, there's a second. I already got a picture of that one, but from a different angle. I guess I'm just looking for something to do today, and I found it. Checking the fence, checking the neighbor's I call it bulldoze or cleared tree clearing. Here comes the third pile. Trees are getting thick here. That's the third pile. Yeah. Trees get thicker here on my side. Yeah, there's a big sycamore. That's why I didn't have this cleared when I had some of it cleared, but I didn't clear these trees because they were too big. Here's another big sycamore. I didn't want to dig these out. But I rechanneled the creek that used to be on this side, in this pasture, or in this side of the fence, before I put a fence up, that is. And I had all the trees that was pushed out, put into the old creek, and then I had it rechanneled on the other side of these trees. I had the creek rechanneled on that side, still on my property, and then they used that soil from that retrenching or rechanneling to cover up the trees in the creek. That's why this side is always a little wet, because it sank. Okay. Okay, I'm back down to this corner. Okay, this fence is disconnected on the left side of that gate. So I'm going to go down to the charger, turn the fence back on, come back and test it, reconnect it. I'll jump it to make sure, because I ain't going to touch the wires, and I'll see if the fence works. Let's go down. I'll just keep driving. Oh, yeah, this is where the wet spot was. Oh, that's where the creek used to be. Man, bumpy. Okay. Okay, let's turn the fence on and go check the corner. I turned the fence back on. The fence is working good here. I'm gonna check one more place before I go down there and hook that up. Well, the fence is disconnected down there at that corner. So when I turned the fence back on, I tested it over there. It worked good. From here to there, it worked good. And I guess you'd say from here to there, it worked good, like it's supposed to. Then when I hooked up this fence here, the one that goes from here up the road and then down here under the gate and then over to the bridge, that one's not working. I got this section over there is disconnected on the other side of that, by that gate. That's that disconnect. But this side, it would be energized by this place when I hook it. When I hook that wire gate to there. But when I hook it up, it worked like before, like just a little bit working. So there is a ground in here. So I still got a problem with this. I always thought there was a problem in here somewhere. I haven't found it yet. But now that I know that, and I know this fence is working good, I'm going to go down there and jump that and see if I can see. Now, I'll jump that one to see if I can get that fence to work. But that's hooked up. Well, the fence is on and it's working pretty good. Now I got to go reconnect some fences to see if it still works. I already know that this fence here, over here, up to the road and down to the bridge, that's not working too good. There's a ground there somewhere. I just never found it yet. Yeah, I should have cut these weeds, but the only way to control them, I guess, is to spray them. I might still cut them. Who knows? We'll right into the fence. Yeah, this area here, cattle are still down there. Some of them. I think the other ones are up by the eating hay. But somewhere through here, I think right about this area, right about here. Yeah, right in through here. That's where the creek used to come out over there somewhere. I'm not exactly sure where, but somewhere over there. It came out, went along here, and then went back to this corner someplace. But I said I had whatever trees were in this corner here, back in this corner, I had them pushed out and then dumped into the creek that was here, and then I had the creek rechanneled behind those big trees, and then I had it rechanneled back there, and then I had them take the dirt that they dug out of there and covered up all these the trees that were in the old, covered up the old creek. But there's still a wet spot in this area. It's always still pretty wet, so the water still flows through here. When the creek overflows, it flows through this section here. Okay, let's test the fence. Okay, this fence is working pretty good. Now I'm going to jump this fence. That fence is on there, so I can't touch it, but I can jump it. Temporarily, and then see if it's still working when it's hooked to this one. I got it jumped with that red wire, so let's see if it works. Well, I tested the fence here, and it's working, but not quite as good. Not quite as good as it did without this hooked up, but it still works better than it did before. Yeah. I've got one more fence to connect on the other end. Yeah, my phones are low on battery now, but I can keep it charged by the truck, but I don't charge it fast enough. But I'm working on it. Well, there's a few cattle still eating down here. That's the red cow. I don't see her calf anywhere. It's probably up there eating the hay up on top of that hill there, above that red cow. And there's another one down here. That's a calf. That's Mama Cow's sixth calf from this year. Yeah, I could tell because it's the biggest calf. It was the first calf born this year, and it's got a black nose, and it's pretty big. Yeah, and it's a heifer. The third animal down here is a cow. But it's not Mama Cow. It's Mama Cow's firstborn. But her calf ain't here. Her calf must be up at the. Her calf must be up at the hay too. So cattle are spread out a little bit. Some are eating hay, and some are down here eating. Mama Cow was down here, but I guess she went up to the hay too. I'll check that later. I hear geese. Yeah. I saw them above the tree, but I couldn't get a shot of it. Okay, I'm headed to the other end. I'm headed to that end down there to connect another fence or jump another fence. There's a mama cow way up there on top of that hill, behind those trees there. Yeah, on the other back, beyond the trees. Yeah, she's way up there, top of the road. Well, I'm not going up there yet. I'm still checking fence down here. I gotta go check that jump fence. I gotta jump that fence and test it. See if the fence still works with that hooked up. Well, I jumped this fence too. The fence works as good as it did when I first started with it all hooked up. But, like I said, without this section of the fence and without this section of the fence hooked up, the fence from that corner to the charger works good. So this fence does drag it down, but it still works. And this fence here don't really drag it down any more than the other fence. So between this fence and this fence, they both work the same when they're hooked up. But that fence on the end there works real good without these two fences, these sections hooked up. So I think it's a charger. But I also found out that there is a ground on the fence going up the road and to the bridge. So I'll have to deal with that too. But right now I gotta drive back to turn off the fence and then come back and reconnect these. This one and this one with the fence turned off. Let's get that done first. Okay, I'm going to turn the fence off and then reconnect those two corners. I got the fence hooked up again. Before I go back to turn the fence back on and get out of here, I'm going to go to the top, check the north fence, and I'm going to check the cattle and the hay. That's the way to the top on this end. Well, check the north fence. It's working real good, just like the fence by the road. The only one the fence not working good is the south fence, but it's working a little bit. I'm going to drive down there. Cattle are over there eating on them hay bales. This is old hay. If they wanted to eat some of this, they could, but they probably won't. But at least they got hay over there. Every time I pass by this branch here, below the shelter, I always think, be nice to have this pushed out and make another road up here, a good road. Yeah, with a ditch on each side. But I don't think that's ever going to happen. Not unless I come up with some money. Extra money, that is. There's the gate to my... I won't be using that gate this year, because I'll be feeding from the other end down there like I have been the last couple weeks. There's the cattle. Let me get another angle on them. Well, those two cows came up from the bottom. They were down there when I was working on the fence. Yeah, the red one and this one. And there was a calf too, but it probably came up too. Oh yeah, there it is. There's them two. And the bull just walked in front of that other one. I can't see. That's the calf that was down there with those other two. They're making a nice nest there. Something's knocking around in my back. Well, girls, and boys. Yeah, you still got plenty of hay. They didn't roll it anywhere too far. I think they rolled it out to here. Yeah, let me get another angle. There's a nice view of the cattle eating their hay on the hill. One from the bottom is still scratching herself on that tree I drug over there this spring. Yeah, there's a mama cow. That's her baby. Where is it? I can't see it. 1, 2, 3. That's no, not that one. That's a heifer going to have a calf next year. That's the big bull. That's mama cow. That one, that's the one that was down in the bottom with the other ones. And here's the white bull from mama cow last year. And that's a bull, red bull. I'll call him the red bull. There's the white cow and her calf. And that calf there with the pink nose, that belongs to her. And that red one there with the pink nose, did I say red? Anyway, the one right next to, that calf right next to that cow, is those two belong together. That's her calf. That's her first calf from this year. And that's the first calf from the red cow that was down at the bottom. It's over there. And this calf here with the pink nose, the red one with the pink nose, that belongs to the cow there that's rubbing. It's rubbing on there. Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm not going back down this way. Hi, guy. You grew up and be a good bull. I gotta turn around. There's the red cow and the other cow over there. And there's these cattle. Mama cow, I can't see her. She's on the other side of the bull. And the little white bull from mama cow's last year calf. And that's the white cow that I kept, and her small calf. Yeah, it's a heifer. I think that's one reason I kept it. This one here is a bull, a red bull from the red cow. That brown calf is a heifer from that's her fourth calf over there. And anyway, that's it. There they are, eating again, or still eating. Yeah, they got lots to clean up. They got other hay too. They got hay in the manger. What did I say, manger? Corral. Hay in the corral over there. They got hay on the east end of the north fence. Yeah. They got hay from last week over here behind me. Yeah. Another look from this side. I like my cattle. Got just the right number for this year. I'm limited on hay somewhat, since I didn't get a second cutting of hay this year because it was too dry. I would say 3. It didn't rain very much since middle of July. Yeah. But it was pretty wet in June and first half of July. Yeah, had a little floods. Okay, I gotta go back the other way I came up. There's these two. They were down in the bottom down there earlier today. Yeah. She's had 4 calves and she's had 1. Her first calf is that white cow with the small calf, small white calf. It's up here. She's also the mama of the white bull down by the Highlanders up at the house, and she's also the mama of the dark bull up at the house that I just took there this year. Yeah, that was her calf from last year, and she's got a red heifer this year, so that's good. One I can keep. She grew pretty good. She's a good cow, just like her mama. Alright, I gotta go. I didn't come up this road today, so I'm not going to go down it. I'm going to go down the way I came up because I gotta go turn the charger back on and go out that gate down there. Get a little wider view here. That's the one they rolled bailed out. They rolled last week that I fed over there, 2 bales, and one of them they rolled here. That was last week's hay. I had 2 bales up there from yesterday, and one of them they rolled out a little bit that way, and it looks like one of them rolled out a little bit down here, away from, a little bit down this hill, but not too far. Well, that's it for today on this. I'm gonna go back down there, drive down the road, and turn the fence back on and go out that way. All right, I'm headed home now. I checked the fences out here. I really checked the south fence, but I really didn't really make no progress. But at least I know I probably need a new charger, but who knows? We'll see. As long as it's working a little bit, that's better than nothing. And then I tore the neighbor's tree clearing area on the opposite side of my creek there. Okay, on the other side of my boundary. Okay, and then I already said I worked on the fence. And then I checked the cattle. All right, let's go home. Truck shadow. Yeah, I got something else to show you. Might be hard to see. Right there, the moon's rising. Yeah, moon rising above those trees. Yeah, getting fuller. It ain't quite full yet, but it's getting there. A few more days, it'll have be a full moon. I'm over here by the shelter. Shelter in the moon. Okay, let's head down the hill there and get out of here. Well, I'm glad I built this pond sometime around 2015. Might have been before that, but I remember it as 2015. Yeah, it holds enough water for them. Because especially when the creek dries up, that's why I built it. Because 2012 the creek dried up, and yeah, it was hard to get them the water then. I mean, really dried up. Had a drought and a heat wave that year. I might have built this in 2013 or 14. I remember having it in 2015 though. Who knows? Well, I'm just glad I got it now during this dry weather. Neighbor soybeans are turning yellow. I think these were late beans. The beans across the road from my house, they already lost most of their leaves. Over there, that's the farm. That's the guy who I took the black white-faced calf to, over there in that shed. Yeah, that's where he raises his cattle. But the ones that got into my pasture, the calf that got it black white-face, he had that one and some others over in a pasture across west side of this pasture, across the road somewhere, in a rented pasture that he rents. And they got out. They were out multiple times into the other neighbor's cornfield too. Anyway, I'm headed home. I'm headed down that road. I'm not sure, but I think this is a new branch that fell off this big tree up somewhere up there. I think. I'm not sure. I'm gonna get out and take a look. I gotta drive down further though, because I'm on a hill. This looks new. I don't remember seeing it here before. Pretty good sized branch. Yeah, it's new. I don't remember seeing this here before. had to come off that tree, I think. I don't know where though. Oh, I see where it came off of. Came off this tree. Pretty good sized tree too. Way there at the top. The first branch. I can't see. Oh, up there. Yeah. Broke off up that way. Yeah. I didn't even know it was dead. Anyway, good thing it didn't fall on my fence. Lucky me. Okay, I can walk back to the truck now. Saw what I wanted to see. Yeah, I'm glad it didn't fall on my fence. Sun's going down over there. Somewhere there. I see a flicker of sunlight shining through there. Let's go turn the fence on and go home. Sun's ready to set pretty soon. Right now it's 6:24, 6:25. Yeah. Sun goes down earlier every day. Well, there's the charger. I'm going to go ahead and turn the fence back on and get out of here. I hear a mockingbird, or a couple of them, singing their songs in those trees. Another one over there. And here. Yeah, they're all over the place. Probably singing because the sun's going down. Turn the fence back on. I didn't check it yet, but I'm sure it's going to work the same as it did before. But it was working, even though it didn't working very good, but it's working. And I'm ready to head out. First, yeah, I got the reflections coming off the solar panel on the solar charger. Yeah, that sun's down. It'll be down by the time I get home. Yeah. Yeah, the mockingbirds are already singing. See either mockingbird or cardinal. I think that's a cardinal, I think. Yeah. Those are cardinals. It's always the same song. A mockingbird would change its tune. They mock other birds. Yeah, that's a cardinal. Those are cardinals. Plenty of them. Or at least more than one. Okay. This is a good ending shot. I'm going to end it here. I'm not going to record no more since the sun's going down. This will be it. That's all for today. Moon's up there somewhere. 3 Highlanders are down there. Getting dark. 2 bulls are over here. At least he's still in. He didn't get out. So that's good. I haven't checked this fence, see if it's working. I think it is. That's all for today. Mama cat and her kitten are here. Kitten's over there. They're just having fun out here. Highlanders are down here. grazing around the dried up pond. Okay, I'm done for today. Well, luckily for me, well, sort of. When I came back, from the big pasture, oh, I guess it was around 7 p.m. I still had the internet connection. It was still working, which I just got again this in the morning. Or was it the afternoon? Yeah, it was around afternoon. Yeah, I think it was around noon or 1 p.m. when I got it. I forget what time it was. But anyway, it's still working. Makes me wonder why it went out. Why I lost it for a whole. Yeah, I was when I was recording outside or on the internet satellite dish. I think I mentioned internet was only out for 12 hours. It was out for about 12 hours when I called them. Yeah, yesterday. Or was it? When did I call them? Yeah, it was yesterday. I called. Yesterday, I called them. It was out for about 12 hours, or at least, yeah, it's maybe a little under 12 hours. But anyway, but when I got it today, it was out for over 24 hours, maybe more. Yeah, I think more than 24 hours. So, but it's working now, so I'll see how long it lasts. But there's still a service call scheduled to come out Monday to find out what the problem was. I still think they got something going on, trying to get me to spend more money. Yeah, not sure what's going on. Yeah, but I'll have it checked out one more time. We'll see. Yeah, still got a connection.